Adolf Hitler, one of history's most infamous figures, was born on 20th April 1889 in Braunau in Austria. His early life was marked by hardship and a strained relationship with his authoritarian father, Alois, and a doting but sickly mother, Klara. Hitler's ambition to become an artist was thwarted when he failed to gain admission to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. This rejection, coupled with the economic struggles he faced in Vienna, deeply influenced his worldview. During this time, Hitler became increasingly interested in German nationalism and anti-Semitic ideologies, which were prevalent in Austria's political landscape. These formative years shaped his extremist views that would later plunge the world into chaos. During World War I, Hitler served in the German army, an experience that solidified his identity as a staunch German nationalist. He served as a messenger on the Western Front and was awarded the Iron Cross for bravery. The defeat of Germany in 1918 devastated Hitler, who blamed Jews and Marxists for the nation's surrender and subsequent humiliation under the Treaty of Versailles. This treaty, which imposed harsh repressions and territorial losses on Germany, became a rallying point for Hitler's nationalist rhetoric. He joined the German Workers' Party, DAP, in 1919, a move that marked the beginning of his political career. By 1920, the party was renamed the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, or Nazi Party, and Hitler quickly rose to prominence as a charismatic orator and propagandist. Hitler's early political activities culminated in the failed Beer Hall Putsch of 1923, an attempted coup to overthrow the Weimar Republic. Although the coup failed, Hitler's trial for treason became a platform for his nationalist ideas, and he gained widespread attention. Sentenced to 5 years in prison, he served only 9 months, during which he wrote Mein Kampf, a manifesto outlining his ideological vision. The book detailed his belief in the racial superiority of the Aryan people and his plans for territorial expansion, or Lebensraum, in Eastern Europe. Upon his release, Hitler restructured the Nazi Party, focusing on legal means to gain power rather than revolutionary tactics. The Great Depression of 1929 created fertile ground for the rise of extremist political movements in Germany. Economic despair and mass unemployment eroded public confidence in the Weimar Republic, allowing Hitler to present himself as a savior promising national revival. By exploiting fears of communism and utilizing propaganda, the Nazi Party gained significant support. In January 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Shortly thereafter, the Reichstag and the subsequent Enabling Act allowed Hitler to consolidate power and establish a totalitarian regime. The Nazi Party systematically dismantled democratic institutions and silenced opposition, laying the groundwork for a fascist dictatorship. Under Hitler's rule, Germany underwent a rapid militarization and implemented policies aimed at achieving racial purity. The Nuremberg Laws of 1935 institutionalized anti-Semitism, stripping Jews of citizenship and basic rights. Hitler's vision of a racially pure German empire led to the persecution of Jewish, Romani people, disabled individuals, and other minorities. This period also saw the expansion of Germany's territorial ambitions, beginning with the remilitarization of the Rhineland in 1936 and the annexation of Austria in 1938. The Munich Agreement of 1938 allowed Germany to annex the Sudetenland, emboldening Hitler's aggressive foreign policy. World War II began on 1 September 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. This act of aggression prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany. Hitler's military strategy, known as Blitzkrieg or Lightning War, led to rapid victories in Poland, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, and France. By 1941, Germany controlled much of Europe, but Hitler's decision to invade the Soviet Union marked a turning point. The campaign, codenamed Operation Barbarossa, initially achieved significant gains but ultimately faltered due to harsh winters, overstretched supply lines, and fierce Soviet resistance. The failure of this invasion marked the beginning of Germany's decline. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters of Hitler's regime. Between 1941 and 1945, 6 million Jews were systematically murdered in concentration and extermination camps. The Nazi regime also targeted millions of other victims, including political dissidents, homosexuals, and Jehovah's Witnesses. The Wannsee Conference of 1942 formalized the final solution, a plan to exterminate the Jewish population. The industrial scale of the Holocaust and the unimaginable suffering it caused stand as a stark testament to the atrocities committed under Hitler's rule. By 1944, Germany was losing ground on multiple fronts. The D-Day invasion by Allied forces in June 1944 marked a significant step toward the liberation of Western Europe. Meanwhile, the Soviet Red Army advanced from the east, capturing key territories and closing in on Berlin. Hitler's leadership became increasingly erratic, and his health deteriorated. As defeat loomed, Hitler retreated to his bunker in Berlin, where he spent his final days. On 30th April 1945, as Soviet troops encircled the city, Hitler committed suicide alongside his wife, Eva Braun. Their bodies were burned, leaving little physical trace of the dictator who had caused unprecedented destruction. The aftermath of Hitler's rule left Germany and much of Europe in ruins. The Nuremberg trials held after the war sought to bring Nazi leaders to justice and establish accountability for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Hitler's legacy is universally condemned, serving as a warning of the dangers of totalitarianism, unchecked power, and ideological extremism. The Holocaust and World War II reshaped global politics, leading to the establishment of the United Nations and a renewed commitment to preventing such atrocities in the future. Historians continue to study Hitler's life and the factors that enabled his rise to power. His ability to exploit economic despair, manipulate mass media, and incite hatred underscores the importance of vigilance against authoritarianism. Understanding the socio-political conditions that allowed Hitler to ascend highlights the necessity of safeguarding democratic institutions and promoting tolerance. The story of Adolf Hitler serves not only as a grim chapter in history but also as a crucial lesson for future generations. Despite his death, the impact of Hitler's actions persists in collective memory and historical discourse. Monuments, museums, and education programs worldwide commemorate the victims of his regime and strive to ensure that the horrors of the Holocaust are never forgotten. This enduring legacy reflects humanity's determination to learn from the past and uphold the values of justice, equality, and human dignity. Adolf Hitler's rise and fall remain a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of hatred and the enduring resilience of the human spirit.